All right, so yesterday I did 4 Uber Premier rides. Now, they were about $12 to about $9, but they paid $3 a mile. So that's a huge difference of what the pay is. But the problem is there's not so many of them. So now today, what I'm gonna try to figure out, I'm gonna leave on Premier hourly. I didn't get any of those. I might try to hit the airport, I'm not sure, because Tampa's airport's like going to Jacksonville. It's got around the same amount of people. It's about the same size, but the queue seems to always be full. Seems like everybody here literally wants to sit at the airport and hang out, which I still don't understand that, because you're not making any money. The rides aren't that good. Premier, the rides might be better. If you got a reservation, yeah, I understand, but if you don't, what is the point of sitting there hanging out? I'm not getting out of my car unless I'm opening a door for somebody or I'm going in somewhere. Like, I'm not going to be sitting there hanging out, playing on the phone, doing this. If I got a reservation, I would do it. But besides that, I still don't understand why people want to sit at the airport and then want to complain about the prices. It's like, drive around, you can make money. The whole point of making money to an Uber is being mobile, being moving, having somebody in your car while you're driving. That is how you make money. You'll make no money no other way. Unless you're doing deliveries, then you gotta have food in your car. But one way or the other, you gotta have food, you gotta have people in your vehicle to make money. And if you're empty, if you're waiting without a reservation, then what's the point of doing it? Like, oh. So, get out, make sure it's clean. So I actually made it in the queue. So we'll see what happens. It tells me our standard mode, but I don't really care about that. It does no difference. Put me at the back of the line, front of the line, I don't really care. We'll see if we get a ride though. So I sat there for like 45 minutes, and then I checked Gridwise again. And basically, because of the rain, most all those thousands of people that were landing, they haven't even landed yet. And everybody that landed actually landed about an hour ago. So they're probably already gone. So basically, I'm not gonna wait. Even though I only got 16 people ahead of me, it's not worth it. Like, because everybody else is not even, they're en route. They haven't landed. So en route could be 30 more minutes, could be an hour. Ain't no point of sitting there. So I don't care if I'm doing Premier or not. If I ain't got a reservation, it's really not worth it. Probably could have took that other trip, but I don't trust people sometimes, so it's all good though. I'm not waiting for it. I'm gonna go drive around and pick up some people. All right, so I'd worked last night. I went earlier to the airport, but sitting at the airport just does not make sense. I got one ride. I was in the queue. One ride, there's a lot of people landing, but a lot of those planes were delayed en route. So anytime you use that Gridwise, you've got to use the flight details. Don't go by the graph, because the graph will show this when you go to flight details. If it doesn't say landed, those people are en route. It could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 45 minutes. I don't know how long it could be, but it's going to be longer than it is, and you can't even count those people as landed. So that goes to show that it showed 2,000 people landing over like a couple hours, but I wasn't gonna sit there for 2 hours. Like, I got one ride request for Premier. It was like $9. Because think about this, with Tampa's airport, Tampa's right there next to the International Plaza. Hotels, all that stuff's right down the street. I'm not that far from there either, but that's only 3, 4, 5 miles, 6 miles, maybe at max. And those people are business. They're gonna get a ride. It's $3 a mile, but you might get $20. You might get 15. Like, I don't see too many people getting very long trips unless they're coming back home and they use Premier, and then you got 20 other cars in front of you doing Premier also. So for me to sit there that long doesn't make any sense. Uber was kind of going a little fast, but I didn't do that. I wasn't going to do XL and sure how much stuff, but I tried sitting at the airport. Airport's been no luck. Tampa's airport's just not that good. Jacksonville's way better because you got a few business, but business is all far away. Like, you got to go to Jack's Beach, or you got to go all the way to Fernandina. That's 30-mile trips. Tampa, all the business is literally right there by the airport, so they're not very far. So if you're doing business, it's not a far trip. So even if it's Premier, even though it's $3 or $4 a mile, it's still not that far of a distance. So far, all I've been getting $8, $9 trips for Premier. I've done 4 of them, made like $50. I got 1 tip out of 4 people. So even though people order it, doesn't mean they all tip. So Premier is a little better than regular Uber. It's better than Comfort, but it's just, I don't know if they got promotions, what they going on, but right now I ain't really make that much more money compared to what you would think you would get. Now, I'm sure with Uber Black it'd be different. That's where I'm going back to the fact that if you got a car that only meets Premier's qualifications but won't meet Uber Black, well then you're great. I would just do Premier, leave it on with Comfort, with XL or whatever you got, and just do it whenever you could grab Premier, grab Premier. But otherwise, if you got an eligible car like I got for Uber Black, you better just go ahead, get the commercial policy, do all that stuff, and just go ahead and do Uber Black, because Premier is going to be pretty much a waste of your time. Now, you look on YouTube and all this stuff, you see all these people always post these big long trips of $300-400 for Uber Premier. Okay, well that's great, but you can get that with Lyft or Uber also. That's just one of those unicorns. No matter what tier it is, still a unicorn. So Tampa, downtown Tampa, ain't too bad. Going to a little bridge and stuff, ain't too bad. But I'm trying to make some money now, man. I got Comfort on this time because I'm going to see if Comfort will help. I got XL Comfort, Premier Allery. It is Saturday. Gonna make some money. Tomorrow's NFL game too, so it might be pretty busy, but that's not a bad little view up there, is it? It's a little bit more view of the city. Ain't too bad. It's real pretty with all the trees and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going. I think I'm going to take a left. That's what I can't. At least they let me in there, because they must have a game. They got something going on. I don't know what it is. They got something going on. Oh, they do got a game going on. See it? They got some type of game. I don't know what it is, but it's the arena. Maybe it's a hockey game? Yes, I guess it's a hockey game. I don't know. I don't watch hockey. But it's going to be some rides. And it's like glitching. Not glitching, but it's not. It was giving me stuff downtown. Now it's not giving me stuff. And I'm in a surge zone. And I got 4 different options on. So I don't understand, like, what the issue is. I think I'm gonna go hit the casino. It's early. There should be people going and leaving from there. I'll tell you, this thing does not want to give me XL trips. It's like all I get is Comfort rides. I ain't got no Premiers pop up match, nothing. Every time an XL pops up, I've had a good one by the casino, like $18 match taken. You know, it's cool, but it's like, dang, like I don't even bother touching them half the time. But I haven't got any more Premiers. The XLs always don't give them to me. But I've been doing a couple Comforts. The Comfort's been actually paying all right because it's only a couple miles. So it must be surges, stuff like that. So it's like whatever. Trying to make a little something for now until it gets more Premier. It'd be nice. Literally all the Uber Premier rides I've gotten literally are between $8 and $12. So all these Uber Premier rides you see online or you see people post are the unicorns of Uber Premier, because I haven't even seen one yet, and I know how unicorns are. They're rare. So that's really what it is. That's why you don't really see much else but those crazy rides that they decide to post, because the rest of them are kind of like this. Like, they're not very far, but because a lot of these kids I see, where they're using it here is they're using it to go bar hopping, but it's not that expensive, but they get to ride in something a little bit nicer, and I guess they got a little bit of money. I mean, it's $20. I mean, what would you, I guess there's promotions going on or something, probably what it is, because why wouldn't you take, sometimes, you know, Uber does that, whether they pay us more or they take less or what, but they'll give people, and I think they do that as, let me give you this taste of this tier level or this type of ride, and then when you do it and then you get comfortable with it and then you start ordering and then we raise the price on you. And that's probably what they do, which is smart marketing in a sense. Like, I mean, it is for marketing purposes, it's great, but that's why you see so many of these like lower rides that really aren't that expensive, like, and there are a bunch of them back to back, and I mean not really a bunch, but here and there. But that's what they're got to be doing. That's what I've figured so far. But any of those crazy rides people order Premier are usually probably people that order Uber Black or Uber Premier and they're going whatever and they have money and they want to ride. But unless you're at the airport, and even at the airport, most of these people that order in business, they're only going to a hotel that's, most of these hotels probably aren't even 5 miles away from the airport. So you're not going to get no crazy like Jacksonville where you get 30-minute rides because they're going to a conference that's in Sawgrass from the Jacksonville airport, which is 30 miles or so. 30, yeah, it's like 30 miles, maybe 25, but it's still a good distance. And then if you're going to Fernandina, it's 22 miles or 25 miles, one or the other. If you're going to the Ritz, you're going to the Omni. So that's the thing. That's the difference with Tampa. And it could just be more Tampa, though. I mean, we'll see when I go to Palm Beach, because Tampa is smaller, all the business, all that's right there. But I know I've been to the Palm Beach airport. I've picked up people at Palm Beach airport. You got a lot of international and a lot of different stuff. So I've taken people all the way to Jensen Beach and Martin County where I was at. So I already know that could be totally different. So we'll see what Uber Premier in Palm Beach looks like versus Uber Premier in Miami. And then after that, I'm going Uber Black, waiting on all that stuff to go through, because, and which I'll probably still do Premier. I don't know how it's going to work. Once I get the commercial policy, I'll probably still do Comfort, probably still do XL, probably still do all that. So one thing to always make sure, I learned this too with XL. This first XL rides I've really done was here in Tampa. But when you got a car full of like 7 drunk people, well, stop afterwards. First off, to make sure you got to clean up. There's no like dirt, whatever, because I got a little handheld vacuum. But second of all, I found dude's wallet. They're from Philadelphia, so I'm glad that I stopped, tried to check, clean out, brought it right back to them. So he got all his credit cards. You know, then it's not an inconvenience for me to have to come all the way back, which I'll do it regardless. But still, it saves me time and a headache, and it makes it easier for them. And then they got their property, and you ain't got to worry about it. So always do that stuff, because then you're not complaining about, oh, I gotta come bring it back to you, I'm trying to make some money. No, it took me 2 seconds. I brought it right back to them. They're happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy. Win-win situation for everybody, because it's their property. At the end of the day, it's their cards. What would you want to do if that was all your money? You're out of town, you're going to the football game tomorrow. So think about it like that. You always got to put yourself into other people's position and their shoes, and that's why I stopped, make sure it's cleaned out, got that, found that, thank God, brought it right back to them, and they were grateful for it. I'm like, yeah, it's no problem. It's just I'm glad I found it in and got it to you, and you're not stressed about it, and you guys can go and have fun tomorrow. So always make sure you do that, and then it makes it easier, so then you're not griping about, oh, I got to bring this back, but I'm busy, I'm downtown, I'm 30 minutes away. No. Hey, I'm 2 seconds away, brought it back to you, everybody's happy. And the happy ending. So that's the best way to do it. Always do that. And it took 5 seconds. It's not that busy. Not request back to back, which I did get a couple back to back, surprisingly. I didn't pause it, didn't do none of that. But when you got XL and you got Comfort and you got Premier, you're not really going to get them boom, boom, boom. I did once, but which I was kind of shocked, which was good because it means it's a little busy, but not necessarily accepting them all, but it don't matter. So I'm at like $80, doing pretty good. Actually, not too bad. More XL than Premier. Actually, about half and half. And Comfort. I'm about third and third. So I've done, yeah, a few Premier, a few XL, and a few Comfort. So not a bad mix. And they're all actually paying pretty good, so I can't complain. I mean, Premier's definitely the top-notch one. Premier Allery, I would like to see what that's like. I wouldn't even mind doing it right now. Like for the next 3-4 hours, if you want to go home 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll do the whole hourly. If I'm getting paid good, I wouldn't care. So, but see, all that time I could be sitting at an airport chasing that unicorn. I'm driving around making $80, and I could have, and I didn't really drive around that much. Like I've done very few distance miles for what I made, and I didn't sit around waiting for that unicorn that, oh yeah, you could have got $200 ride or $150 ride, whatever. But how often is that going to happen? Not very often. And all the time you wasted when you break it down, did you really make that much? No. So this is why it's still the same kind of strategy as, you know, not necessarily catching surges, because I'm in surge zone all night long and I'm not getting one surge. It's not giving me a surge at all. I mean, literally, I'm in surge zone and there is no surge. I haven't gotten a surge yet, so I don't know. Look at that. There ain't no surge on my thing. It's showing it, and that's with Hourly, Premier, XL, and Comfort. And then when you turn all that off, it goes to something different, and then it gives you a surge, but I'm not doing regular Uber, so hey, I ain't complaining, making some money. I feel a little bit better. It takes some time sometimes. You got to work out different strategies. That's what I say. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I still got stuff I got to kind of figure out. I got to shift. You got to learn how to adapt strategy. That's all you got to do. You got to learn how to adapt. When you change different areas, different times, different tiers, you got to adapt different strategies. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. And, you know, I could have been frustrated 2 days ago, went back home and said, don't worry about it. And then look at that. That's like an 8 mile. I'm going to take it. Because it's literally half a mile and I'm getting $7. But it's like I could have complained and went home and then never got the tier and then just whatever. But I spent money, I stayed, and I'm making money now. And I figured it out. So I can't complain about that, you know? That's why you got to learn to adapt. And sometimes it's rough and you run in roadblocks. So you just got to keep focused and then figure out what you got to do. Find a solution to the problem. Don't complain about it. Just find a solution. That's what I did. Let me pick these people. So, get it out. Make sure it's clean.